Hey guys, it is raining cats, dogs, chickens, whatever, but I'm here at the Savoy Museum to check out an exhibit for the 75 years of Porsche. The math is off because the company was actually founded in 1931, but I think they started counting from the very first car that Porsche made, which was the 356. So we're gonna go check out the exhibit. Hopefully it's a lot better inside. Click like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go check these cars out. Alright guys, but before we go check out the Porsche exhibit, I had to stop and check out the Ford GT they have on display here, because it would be very rude not to do that. This color is off the chain. Wow. It's such a big car. You look at it and you think it's pretty small in the pictures, but you come up close, there's a lot of craziness going on here. There's air scoops to the front for the radiators, coming around to the side. You got those huge radiators in the back, and you have that tunnel view right through. All of the aero going on. Crazy seats. Exposed carbon fiber in the interior. Pretty small, square steering wheel. Kind of like the C8 Corvette. Got these silver Brembo brakes. I would paint those red to match the color of the car, but it's not mine. And then you got this central twin port exhaust to the back, and there it is. That is a 6-cylinder EcoBoost engine that powers this car. If you look at the back, that is some crazy aero. Very F1, if I might say. Look at the rear view mirrors. That is craziness. The central screen on the dash, and it's very minimalist on the inside as well. All right guys, so we've got quite a few people walking around and checking out the exhibits today, and right off the bat you can see the Porsche Carrera GT inside of the exhibit hall. Quite a few people milling around as well. So let's jump right in. All right guys, so we're gonna start off with the 356, which is one of the first production models made by Porsche. It's Spider. Look at the windscreen. And it's very bare on the inside. There isn't a lot of insulation or anything. The seats are very thin. And then as you can see, it is a rear engine configuration. So the engine is under this compartment here that opens backwards. And this was a 4-cylinder engine at the time, borrowed from the Volkswagen Beetle. And if you kind of peek through this grating right here, you can kind of see the engine sitting back there. And then it comes out through the rear into this exhaust. We will definitely get to the Carrera GT. There's one other car that I need to look at while we're in here, but let's go ahead and look at the 356 Continental, and this one is a 1955. I do love this color, and if you look in the back, you can see the luggage that is part of this car. Very Spartan. You got 4 on the floor. Look at the radio, and a very thin rim steering wheel. And I believe these tires were like a 135 section tires, which is what they kind of used back then. This is the Speedster, so it's not like the Roadster, which is up there with no windscreen. This one does have a windscreen. It also has like a soft top convertible cover on it. This is a 1957. I do like the grille over the headlights, the long headlights. The fancy bumper to the front. Look at the wheels and the embellishments on the wheels. The interior is really cool. Look how thin those seats are. And there is seating for 2 passengers in the rear. You gotta be really, really small or have no legs to sit back there. Very thin steering wheel as well. Coming around to the back, you got 2 exhaust pipes on this one. So we got a few more of the 356s. This is the A, the C, and then this is the car that I was most interested in seeing here on exhibit. This is the 1963. This is a prototype. This is not one of the cars that they actually sold for production. But this is one of the cars that ultimately led to what we now know as the 911. So I like that it's historically close by. This is where it all started for the 911. So this is a flat six 2.0 liter engine hanging off the back, and you can see the two tailpipes right here, and down here somewhere you can barely see the engine that powers this car. This is the car that started the whole 911 phase for Porsche. Really, one can really look at the 356 and say that's where it started, and this is an evolution of the 356 because Porsche was trying to move up market with their product offering. But heritageally, this is the car that kind of started the whole 911 line and defines Porsche, the company that we know of today. Okay, let's try out the 911S. So Porsche made, it's the T, which was like the poverty spec version of the 911. They had the E, and then they had the S, which was supposed to be like the top spec model of the 911. And this one here is a 1976 Porsche 911S. I like the tan interior and the orange exterior color. So now we have the 928. This is the car that was supposed to kind of be the replacement for the 911. And fortunately, the CEO at the time who proposed that idea of replacing the 911, because sales had started to dip in the 1970s and Porsche was trying to reverse its fortune. At the time, they decided to make this car, and they saw this as the replacement for the 911. The CEO at the time, he got fired. Fortunately enough for Porsche, this car is no longer in production. The 911 continues on. So good foresight on their part, not pursuing this as a replacement of the 911. The reason why this car fascinates me is when you look at all of the other product lines in Porsche, the 911, the Cayman, the Macan, the Cayenne, Boxster. When you look at all of the other lines in Porsche, there's some kind of, heritage to them. Porsche made this as a display piece at a car show, and then because of interest from people at the car show, they decided to make this car from 2004 to 2006. The plan originally was to make 1,500 of these, but because of money pressures, they made 1,275 examples of this car, a little over 600 of which made it here to the US. And it uses a V10 engine that was originally made for Le Mans. Never made it into a race car, but it made it into this production car. It has a 6-speed manual on the inside. It's rear wheel drive. The center caps, if you look at the center caps are blue on the passenger side and I believe red on the driver's side to kind of tell you which side of the car they're supposed to be on. Very small trunk. I did do a video. If you check the link up here in the upper right hand side, there will be a video link that takes you to a video where I actually got to see the interior of the frunk of this car. It's really, really tiny. You really can't put much in there, but the intent really was if you took these panels off, you can take these panels, put it in the frunk, and you can drive Targa style. But V10, 6-speed transmission, rear wheel drive, very neat. We come over to the 997.1 911 GT3 RS, which is what you would call top spec in the 911 range that you can buy as a customer. This particular one is a manual. You can get it with the PDK transmission. And check out the wing, carbon fiber wing hanging off the back of this. All right guys, well that's it for this video here from the Savoy Museum, checking out the 75 years of Porsche, the exhibit for select and important Porsches in the Porsche lineup. If you like the video, please click like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on my next video. Peace.